Hello YouTubers and welcome to another episode. We've just finished up a little bit of a training camp here in Pangbourne with Edinburgh University, and I just want to say a quick thank you to Pangbourne College Boat Club for letting us use their facilities and giving us the opportunity to row on such a great stretch of water, the one behind me. But now it's time to head to Henley On Thames because we're going to Henley Royal Regatta Qualifiers in an attempt to qualify for the Henley Royal Regatta. So we have the name yet to be determined on the roof of the Edinburgh University Boat Club truck to transport it to Henley so that we can go for the competition, the Henley Royal Regatta Qualifiers, tomorrow. So the format of the qualifiers is a time trial one, so one after the other. In the Diamond Challenge sculls that I will be participating in, there are 26 entries for 2 spots. So I'm going to have to make the name yet to be determined go as fast as it can across the Henley stretch so that I can hope to get one of those 2 spots. So come along with me as I attempt to qualify for Henley Royal Regatta in the Diamond Sculls. Oh yeah! And we've made it to the car park at Henley on Thames. The course is just over there. The name yet to be determined. It's now time to get off the rack and into the boat tents. And it'll be the first time for me that I've ever been in the boat tents in a single. And I think the last time I was in the boat tents racing was in 2013 with my university. Shout out to Northeastern University from the States. Oh yeah! Got a bow number for the entire regatta now. Now to try and hold on to this as long as possible. So we've got a rack over there somewhere. Now it's time to go find it and put the name yet to be determined on it and also get it rigged. Oh yeah! That is the name yet to be determined, rigged up and put on the rack here, and even just being in the tents prior to the racing beginning, just you can feel the atmosphere bubbling around. But now it's time to rest up for this evening. Let the name yet to be determined rest as well. Where is it? Right here. And then I'll see you tomorrow for the Henley Royal Regatta Qualifiers. Oh yeah! We've made it to the day of Henley Royal Regatta Qualifiers. The weather today is supposed to be a very big headwind. So, this morning we're getting out onto the water, we're getting the name yet to be determined used to the water, we're getting my legs woken up this morning in preparation for qualifiers later this afternoon. So let's get on the water. Very busy. And that is our little session complete prior to the qualifiers. Very windy, so a big strong headwind, and very, very bouncy, very, very busy. I mentioned in the previous episode about lots of queues at the start line. Luckily, being in the name yet to be determined, I can weave in and out instead of waiting in a massive queue. But that's one of the reasons why we're at Pangbourne this past week rather than training here. But now, time to fuel up, because remember, food is fuel. Get the name yet to be determined on the rack, nice and relaxed, and then we chill out till we've made it to the Yambulance post session on the water, and it's at moments like these that I'm really grateful to have the Yambulance, because I can come back here not far away from the boat and have my own chill space. It's really cool to be in the boat tents, but also it can be really easy to get distracted and sort of stray away from the focus that you want to be having on race day. So back to the Yambulance with Yam, chilling out, fueling up, relaxing. The race itself is going to be really interesting because, like I said, the wind is really, really strong. It's a big headwind and there's some stream as well. So you're going against the stream and the wind is pushing you the opposite direction as well. So the times are going to be slow. Speaking of times, for the qualifiers, we don't actually get times. We just get told if you've made the cut or not. But the race itself, for me, is going to be a case of keeping relaxed and pushing as long as I can. And it's kind of like I've been speaking about in previous episodes, when, especially in Italy, when I can't just expect to row one way and get away with it in all conditions. These conditions are going to require me to change how I row to get the fastest speed that I can going down the course. So the more time that you can spend in the water, or the least time that you can spend slowing down the boat, the better. And like I said, for me, keeping the shoulders relaxed and out long and pressing with the legs against the headwind, against the stream, powering me down the course will hopefully get the best time that I can get. But that is the theory. We need to put the theory into practice. For now, like I said, relaxing, chilling out, fueling up, because remember, food is fuel, and I'll see you closer to race time. Oh yeah! And we're leaving the Yambulance. It's time to get warmed up, to get ready for Henley Royal Regatta Qualifiers in the name yet to be determined. So the short walk over to the boat tents, and then we're going to get on to the water. A little bit nervous for this one. Behind Leander Club here in the car park, it's quite shaded, so hiding from the wind. So I'm going to see how the wind is feeling once we get on the other side, onto the water side, and then assess. But I will see you on the water. Oh, yeah. See you out. Probably land when that's open now. bet I could have went fast. Through the first bit. And the qualifiers are finished. Now it's time to wait to see what the result was. I'll try and have a little bit of a chat before we know the results while the thoughts are still fresh. But now to name it to be determined. Wait first. Yep. And the name yet to be determined on the rack. Thoughts on the piece. Pretty difficult. Very tough headwind conditions, and what I generally do in a headwind is come very high in the shoulders, very tense. I felt like I stayed pretty relaxed for the whole piece. Whether it was too relaxed, we'll find out with the times, but I felt like it was a gradual build all the way through to the finish. And it's always difficult with a time trial. You have guys coming towards you and you're trying to say, are you getting closer? Are you going further away? And you can never quite tell, especially if it's within a few seconds. But now, get some food, because remember food is fuel. Chill out, relax, and now we just basically wait for a tannoy announcement for the results, because we don't actually find out the times, just who makes it. And we've just collected Yam from daycare. Now we're waiting. The results actually will come up on the phone and I don't have to wait on the announcement. So we're going to just chill out, stretch the legs, take Yam out and enjoy the atmosphere. And we are waiting on the results now. We're outside, we've got a tannoy behind us, so we'll be able to hear the results of the qualifiers. But you can look in the phone, you get it on the tannoys, or there's a board behind us as well where the data will be shown, but we'll see which one's quickest. Fingers crossed Yamsquad, we're on the right side, but we won't know until we hear the announcement, or on the board, or on the phone. I'll let you know when we know. So it's not me adding on. To see. And I'm not sure if you'll be able to tell from the notice board. Unfortunately, I did not qualify for the Diamond Sculls for Henley Royal Regatta this year. So on the board, you get, this year it was 3 people qualified instead of 2, so someone withdrew. And you get only the times for the people who didn't qualify. So I was, I think, 3rd or 4th of the non-qualifiers, and it's disappointing because it's not the result I wanted to get. I wanted to qualify this year, but as always, I'm trying to focus on the process rather than letting the outcome dictate how I'm feeling, but it's quite a difficult thing to do, especially when the outcome doesn't go how you want it to go. So for me, thinking about the process, the race itself, down the course, like I mentioned earlier, I felt much more relaxed than I would have been in previous times in those conditions, but obviously it just wasn't quite feeling it, wasn't quite pushing as much as I needed to be pushing because I wasn't going as fast as I needed to be. So I felt really good at the time, but again it highlights my lack of experience in the single, especially in a time trial when there's not really anyone to judge your speed off of. It's all based on your feeling and the speeds you see on the stroke coach in front of you. You don't really know for sure if your speeds are going well versus the people who are sort of behind you or ahead of you. And so it's actually quite exciting for me because I really know what I want to do going forward. Maybe not today or tomorrow, but the next season. Yes, Yamsquad, I will continue rowing this next season, but I'm really keen and really motivated. This just adds to the motivation, adds some fuel to the fire to see how fast I can get in the single, and the name yet to be determined, or maybe a different boat. But I'm really looking forward to what comes next because I feel like I've really improved lately, technically. Unfortunately, maybe not as much in the physical aspect of things. So I'm feeling strong, but maybe not as fit as I wanted to be. But I'm feeling technically over the last few months, the Euro trip journey has been really beneficial for both me mentally and both technically on the water. I'm sculling significantly better. So really excited to take that onto the next part of the journey. But that will be it for the Euro trip journey now. It is complete. Thank you so much to the Yamsquad for coming along with me on the journey. I've absolutely loved every single aspect, even from falling in at Pia de Luco to training with the Sinkovic brothers to not quite qualifying for Henley Royal Regatta. And I just want to say a quick thank you to everyone that's helped in the Euro trip journey or just whether it's support outside of the Eurotrip journey, if it's Yam Hudson with the boat, whether it's a Lamborghini name yet to be determined, RIP, or letting me borrow the name yet to be determined to race here, or my girlfriend Harry supporting me as well, whether it's I qualify for Henley or not, and everyone else supporting me. The Yamsquad, you've been so helpful in motivating me and getting me going and helping me do what I do. But that will be it for this season of vlogs, the end of season 7. I don't know if you might actually keep track of that. Thank you very much for watching. I'm excited for the next stage of the process, however that might look. It always seems to surprise me. I think it's going to be going one way, but ends up going a completely different direction. So, as always, Yamsquad, if you aren't subscribed, make sure you are so that you are notified for the next episode that will be dropping at some point in the future. If you like this video, hit the like button, and I will see you in the next episode. Oh yeah!